on 7 News. A deadly discovery in the search for a missing woman. Are the remains connected to a murder investigation that landed her husband behind bars? Plus, a child rushed to the hospital after a driver's dangerous decision. See it all at 10 on 7 News.
7 News is brought to you by Volkswagen dealers of South Florida.
Now, on the 19th, a child rushed to the hospital, hit by a car after a chain reaction crash caused by a red light runner. New details. Police making a deadly discovery in a search for a missing woman they say was killed by her husband. An Amazon delivery driver assaulted by a knife-wielding man. It's a night team exclusive. Several stars facing legal trouble, sued for their connection to a failed crypto company.
When her husband passed away, she wanted to bury him in South Florida, but his daughter took his casket to Maryland.
This is my husband. I have a power of attorney. You cannot take my husband and send him out of the state.
Who controls where he's buried? This Help Me Howard has a strange ending.
And the South Florida food bank that helps so many now needs your help heading into the holidays.
Hello and welcome. I'm Craig Stevens.
I'm Belkis Nuria. The news at 10 starts right now.
This is 7 News at 10.
Off the top here at 10 o'clock, a child badly hurt and rushed to the hospital after being hit by a car involved in a chain reaction crash. Hello and welcome, everyone. Police say a driver ran a red light, causing the multi-car collision.
And a boy walking on the sidewalk wound up in the path of danger. My team's Joe Rhodes is at Broward Health Medical Center in Fort Lauderdale, where that child was taken. Joe.
And that 8-year-old boy taken to the hospital here, we're told, in extremely critical condition. Tonight, there are still a number of questions about what caused this crash. And investigators haven't said if those two crashes are linked at this point. As for that second crash, we're told there were only minor injuries. We're live in Fort Lauderdale. Joe Rhodes, 7 News, 19.
Tonight, police removing a body they found in a wooded area. Now they're working to figure out if the remains are those of a missing woman who they say was the victim of a killer crime at the hands of her husband. The night team's Maricela Burgos is live in Northwest Miami-Dade at a still very active crime scene tonight. Maricela.
Belkis, we are still waiting for more answers from detectives, but as you mentioned, we do have Miami-Dade police officers who are still out here blocking this section of this neighborhood, and most of their investigation was in the woods. Live in Northwest Miami-Dade, Maricela Burgos, 7 News 19.
And now, an athlete from South Florida killed after a deadly shooting on a college campus.
His life was senselessly taken in another incident of gun violence.
Now those who knew him sharing their pain.
Deshaun was a beautiful flower in our garden at Gulliver.
Paying tribute after tragedy.
That football player, one of 3 killed when police say a classmate opened fire. Some of the lives he touched here in South Florida are reacting to the horror and the heartbreak, including one of his closest friends. My name's Robin Simmons is at Gulliver Prep in Pinecrest, where he attended high school. Robin.
We're learning so many more details, the joy of a friendship that started here at Gulliver Prep, as well as the jarring details of what happened on that bus.
Also in the news tonight, a number of big stars from Tom Brady to a member of your Miami Heat sued after the cryptocurrency exchange FTX collapsed and filed for bankruptcy. The night team's Rafael Perez is live at the FTX Arena in downtown Miami with details on all this. Rafael.
Belkis, this whole situation really just continues to get messier and more complicated. We've known that FTX Arena, because of everything that's happened, will soon have a new name. And today we also learned that many of the people involved with the crypto company are going to be taken to court soon.
We're learning more tonight about that deadly missile strike in Poland that killed 2 people in yesterday's large-scale Russian aerial assault on Ukraine. Today, Poland's president said he's convinced of 2 things now. One, the missile didn't come from Russia, and its landing in Poland was an accident. And Ukraine's President Zelensky says Ukrainian officials should have access to the site of that strike, and they should be taking part in the investigation.
Republicans have taken back control of the House of Representatives. More than a week after the midterms, the GOP secured the 218th seat needed to flip the chamber, garnering a slim majority, but giving conservatives enough leverage to challenge President Biden's agenda. The full scope of the party's majority may not be clear for several more days or weeks, as votes in competitive races are actually still being counted. And Senator Mitch McConnell has been reelected as the GOP's minority leader, despite what many in his party described as disappointing performances in last week's midterms that kept Senate control with Democrats. The Kentucky senator easily defeated a last-minute challenge from Florida Senator Rick Scott in a first-ever attempt to oust McConnell from his leadership role. A test vote on legislation to protect same-sex marriage crossing a major Senate hurdle, putting Congress on track to take the historic step of ensuring such unions become federal law. A final vote could come as soon as this week. Lawmakers had feared the U.S. Supreme Court may overturn the right to gay marriage, as they did the right to an abortion when they overturned Roe v. Wade in June.
Also at 7, with the holidays fast approaching, a South Florida organization dedicated to feeding those in need is hoping for help from the community.
The night team's Franklin White is live at the Feeding South Florida warehouse in Pembroke Park. Franklin.
Okay, so to put things into perspective, Craig and Belkis, the need is so bad, they have 90 million pounds of food less this year than last year. In order to feed more families, they need your help. And if you'd like to help and donate, click on this story at WSVN.com to learn how. Reporting live in Pembroke Park tonight, Franklin White, 7 News 19.
And with so many people facing tough times this holiday season, the Anson family, the owners of Channel 7, wanted to help. The Anson Foundation, the family's charity, is donating $100,000 to Feeding South Florida.
Still ahead here from the night team as we continue tonight. Danger for an Amazon delivery driver when he's stalked by a man with a knife. He's talking to just one station.
Things heating up. Trouble on the turnpike when a big rig goes up in flames.
His daughter flew his casket to be buried in Maryland, but his wife wanted him buried in South Florida.
Well, if I can have justice and the truth of God, I would bring my husband back home where he belongs.
Can she overrule his daughter? Watch this, Help Me Howard, and see what you think should happen.
And I'm Mike DePasquale coming up. We all know it was a season to forget about for the Marlins at the Qatar Hotel at the Hollywood Hard Rock tonight. Lit up with the Marlins colors and the number 22 for Sandy Alcantara. Tonight, Sandy found out if he received the National League's Cy Young Award. W Sports has you covered a bit later.
Now in just one station, danger for a South Florida delivery driver stalked and nearly stabbed by a knife-wielding man.
He wouldn't go down without a fight. The night team's Sheldon Fox is on Miami Beach to bring us his exclusive. Now, Sheldon.
Rough route, Craig and Belkis. You can sum that up yesterday in South Beach for an Amazon employee who dealt with a not-so-special delivery.
All right, Sheldon, trouble on the turnpike for a big rig today. The 18-wheeler burst into flames early this afternoon near Northwest 12th Street in West Miami-Dade. Police had to close several lanes as smoke poured from the back of the cab. The fire crews, that is, were able to put it out relatively quickly, and the driver did get out safely. Big cleanup tonight at a Fort Lauderdale motel, and that's the reason why. A car crashed into a wall. It happened near East Sunrise Boulevard, North Federal Highway. The accident shattered a window and damaged a door. No one was hurt.
When her husband passed away, she wanted to bury him in Broward, but his daughter flew him to Maryland to be buried.
Well, who controls the casket tonight? And Help Me Howard with Patrick Frazier.
If you're wondering, Walter did not have a will. As for that $75,000 insurance policy that Mary would have used to bury him, she can't find any paperwork or proof of it. She's still searching. Lost the will to fight? Need your spirits boosted? Contact us and let us plot a solution. With this, help me, Howard and Patrick Frazier, 7 News.
Next up here on the night team tonight, police recruits run into some trouble on the street when a driver loses control.
Stranger danger when a boy is stalked by a woman he didn't know. Hear how his quick thinking helped him escape in his own words.
Also, Mother Nature on full display in one South Florida community.
Time and Temperature is sponsored by TD Bank, America's most convenient bank.
Danger for dozens of police recruits out for a morning run when a driver plows into them. 25 recruits were injured after being struck in the street.
And now several of them are fighting for their lives. Well, there is a silver lining here. That crash happened in front of a fire station staffed with paramedics and very close to a trauma hospital, which police say likely saved lives.
And coming up tonight, a store clerk steps in to help when a boy is followed by a stranger. And now they're both talking about that scary situation.
And some South Florida residents spotting a spinning sight outside their window.
All right, we're looking at changes over the next few days. Typical rain chances now, 20% will be on the upswing here, especially as we approach the weekend. And next week, wetter than normal. We'll take a look at that coming up in just a few minutes.
Now, 7 weather with Chief Meteorologist Phil Farrell.
All right, so a brief funnel cloud was observed today from the National Weather Service office in Sweetwater. This was looking north. It was associated with a weak shower. The funnel quickly dissipated after a few minutes. All right, let's take a look at the numbers for today. We had lows in the 70s, afternoon highs, low to mid 80s. Miami within 2 degrees of tying the record high for today. Right now, everyone is reporting temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. The pressure rising, the wind very light, and the humidity at 82%. Here's a storm tracker. We have a little small line of shower activity right there. That's all ahead of a weak front that'll continue to make its way into South Florida overnight and then during the early morning hours. By the way, today Marathon hit a record high today with 88 degrees, breaking the old mark set back in 1955. Here's the big view. There's the leading edge of the front that is being pushed along by the jet stream. By tomorrow, it should make its way all the way down into southern Miami-Dade County. We're going to start out warm, cloudy, and then breezy. And then by Friday, the front just kind of slides in across the Florida Straits. We'll see a coolish start. It's going to feel nice, and then a couple of showers in the afternoon, as well as some mild temperatures. All right, let's take a look at the marine forecast. By tomorrow, expect an advisory. The wind will be picking up to 20 knots, seas running about 2 to 6 feet, and Biscayne Bay will be choppy. No advisories throughout the Keys. However, seas will be building to 1 to 5 feet. Now, your next tide change will be high tide happening along the 2 o'clock hour, Fort Lauderdale and Miami. 3:41 for you in Key West. For tonight, partly cloudy, could still see a shower or two. Overnight lows will be in the low to mid 70s and the wind light around 5 miles per hour. Now by tomorrow, more clouds, staying mostly dry. It's going to be another warm one, highs in the low to mid 80s, and the wind will start to pick up. It will be breezy at times. And then here's your extended outlook. Windy on Friday. Morning lows will be in the upper 60s, then warm by the afternoon. And then the moisture creeps on in over the weekend and through much of the early part of next week. That's your 7 on 7. 7 News will be right back.
Enjoy the Seminole Hard Rock Winterfest Boat Parade from the Baptist Health Parade viewing area presented by the Florida Panthers. Featuring Stella Artois, Twin Peaks, Coca-Cola, Kroger Delivery, Shane Duncan Band, and Southern Blood. Tickets at winterfestparade.com.
Well, a child coming up with a quick and brilliant escape plan when he finds himself in a scary situation. He was being followed by a stranger, so he turned to a store clerk for help.
Now the 10-year-old and that clerk are talking about the encounter. The team's Jeff Lennox is in the Newsplex. Jeff.
Well, they are, Craig and Belkis. It was a very scary encounter for this boy, but his quick action in this situation can serve as a lesson to others. Smart young guy right there. Nice work by that clerk. Police have identified the woman who followed and approached this young boy. She's homeless and has been referred to mental health services in Philadelphia. Live in the Plex, Jeff Lennox, 7 News 9.
All right, Jeff.
Next up here tonight, the shorthanded Miami Heat gave Toronto a huge fight on the road.
And the Hurricanes will have their toughest test of the season Saturday afternoon. Mike is in tonight. He is sports when we come back.
Time now for 7 Sports with Mike DePasquale.
Hi, everyone. It was a season to forget about for the Marlins, but the positive here when Sandy Alcantara was on the mound. Lots of hugs for a great moment. No bam slams for your Miami Heat tonight to start up a 4-game road trip. And oh, Canada, Toronto. Adebayo missed the first game of the season due to a left knee contusion. It is week 11 of the NFL. We have you covered with a Kia Fantasy Focus. Here's our Donovan Campbell. Thanks, Donald. Some great information there. The Canes women's basketball team improved to 4-0 on the season after beating FAU at the Watt tonight, 75-42. And that will do it for sports. Craig and Belkey, they're back at it.
R&B soulster Jeffrey Osborne. Connect to WSVN.com for a chance to win 2 tickets to see Jeffrey Osborne in concert Sunday, December 4th at the Casino at Dania Beach. Jeffrey Osborne Live.
Tomorrow on 7 News at 10.
They look like standard prescription pills, but what you're looking at is the deadliest drug in America.
It's more lethal than anything I've seen in my career.
We take you inside the federal lab that is now one of the front lines of the fentanyl crisis sweeping the country. That's when 7 investigates tomorrow on 7 News at 10.
Well, there's a new program that aims to ease your worries with a little puppy love.
Health insurance provider Florida Blue launched a series of pop-up experiences designed to help reduce stress. Several blue doors will appear across the area, welcoming people to come on in and participate in a surprise activity, including a puppy playground. That always makes you feel good. A recent study lists Florida as the second most stressed out state in the nation. Not that you need us to tell you that. Evidence shows playing with animals can help improve overall health and lower anxiety levels. Why do you think I have a large breed dog at home?
Who doesn't love a puppy?
Yes, exactly.
Aww.
Good idea.
Dogs are great.
Yeah.
Cats too, if you're a cat person. That's it. That's 7 News First at 10. Ciao, ciao. I'm Belkey's.
Birds, turtles. My friends have a tortoise. Not really affectionate, but he's cute.
Whatever makes you feel
right.
zen.
There you go. Craig Stevens, stay with us. The news continues.